Chapter 60. Leaving at Large. The entrance to the innate remnant realm. Nearly 10,000 cultivators gathered, divided into so many clusters of forces, and surrounded the exit entrance fog area, so that no matter where Guhai came out from, he could be found at the first opportunity. The eyes of the cultivators were red. Some wanted to take revenge, but more were for that 100 longevity peach. Could Guhai bring it away? It's coming out. Someone else is coming out. Arrest them. Search. Boom. The person who had just come out was grabbed by a large group of cultivators before they had time to react, and countless gazes looked over. What for? What's the point of grabbing us? My senior brother is sick himself. He was seriously injured by Guhai. His injuries have been compounded. He's dying. We need to go back to the island to seek help from our master. Let us go. What are you doing? A group of people just came out in a burst of anxiety. So it's the disciples of Sankey Island. Humph, misread. They're not Guhai. Someone recognized it. HMPH. There was a cold snort from the spoiled cultivators in the four directions. The same scene kept appearing, one after another. There were cultivators coming in and out. Those who went in didn't care. Those who came out naturally had to be properly checked over. But the more they waited, the more annoyed they became. Guhai isn't going to come out. How come after waiting for a few days, there's still no news from him? It must be because he knows we're guarding him here. He doesn't dare to come out. HMPH. If he doesn't come out, he'll die inside sooner or later. I'll see if he comes out. Countless cultivators were determined to guard here, especially Jindan Realm cultivators. Jindan Realm cultivators had no advantage in entering the innate remnant realm. Instead, they suppressed their cultivation. The risks were mostly greater than the benefits. It was better to guard Guhai. Countless cultivators waited patiently. Suddenly, a dozen cultivators rushed out from inside. The eyes of the outer cultivators lit up as they examined these dozen cultivators, trying to identify Guhai. Oh no, Guhai is here. Guhai is here. The cultivator who rushed out shouted at once. Clatter. Nearly 10,000 cultivators stood up with glazed eyes all of a sudden. Ancient Sea is here. Where is it? Someone called out. Inside. Guhai has gone crazy, maneuvering 1,000 armies inside, and he's driving us out. We were the ones driven out, a cultivator shouted. What? Manipulating 1,000 armies? Many people's faces changed. They remembered the ferocious might of the 1,000 armies and horses back then. And since 1,000 armies and horses could only be summoned by Guhai, it was naturally Guhai without a doubt. At this moment, within the innate remnant realm, rumble. As expected, under the fog, amidst the thousands of armies galloping, at this moment, a large number of cloud beast generals were holding swords in their hands, pointing at a group of cultivators and cloud beasts. Guhai, what are you doing? Guhai, do you really want to be immortal with us? Guhai, how dare you? Thousands of cultivators were driven amongst them. Even if they each had cloud beasts, they could only be driven away. 1,000 armies were born. They simply couldn't be stopped. Gentlemen, sorry for the offense. Amidst the fog came Guhai's loud voice. HMPH. Countless cultivators were driven to the place of exit with angry grunts. The 1,000 armies' fog was unusually fierce. Countless cultivators were unable to resist it, and could only be forced out of the innate remnant boundary slowly and with hatred. Thousands of horses fog shrouded in all directions. Barbaric abnormal. At once the entrance and exit will be surrounded. In all directions, there are still a large number of cultivators watching this place, but no one dares to get close. Just look at the rolling clouds from afar. The cultivators who were driven out of the innate remnant realm were all cursing. Guhai, Humph. When you come out, I'll make you look good. I'd like to see how you'll come out. Guhai, I won't rest until you die. After exiting the innate remnant realm, thousands of cultivators cursed and were ferociously angry. And the cultivators guarding the outside gradually saw that Guhai was still inside and was setting up the 1,000 armies formation. Thus, for the cultivators who were driven out, they were no longer suspicious. Of course, there were still suspicions, but they were no longer that drastic. What the hell is Guhai doing? Many cultivators frowned in disbelief. Just like this, there'd been a stalemate for a day. As soon as the outside cultivators stepped into the small world, they immediately saw the 1,000 army cloud formation and were immediately scared back. And internally, countless cultivators looked at the 1,000 armies' great formation and also didn't dare to touch Guhai's brows at this time. But the 1,000 armies and horses was guarding the interior and didn't move. The doubts in the hearts of countless cultivators were getting heavier and heavier, and they were getting more and more annoyed. What the hell is Guhai doing? Not allowing people to go in and driving people out again. A good number of cultivators revealed their disbelief. 2 more days passed. The 1,000 armies formation was still calm as Guhai didn't continue his actions. Outside, an old man cultivator steeply changed his face. Not good. Quickly go in and take a look. We might have been tricked. What? Many cultivators revealed puzzled looks. The old man cultivator quickly rushed inside, and a large number of cultivators followed. The old man, however, was not afraid of the general formation of thousands of troops and horses, and he immediately broke into it. Spirit stones. Sure enough, this is a formation set up by spirit stones. The old man cultivator let out a shriek, steeply knocking a piece of spirit stone spread on the ground. Boom! The spirit stone knocked to pieces, and the entire 1,000 armies formation roared apart. No, it wasn't a 1,000 armies formation at all. It was just a large fog formation, an ordinary cloud formation set up with spirit stones. Looking at the empty surroundings, nearly all the cultivators sucked in cold air. Hiss, liar. Guhai set up the cloud mist formation to trick us. Guhai isn't here at all. All the cultivators saw that Guhai came here to set up a cloud mist grand formation and withdrew. The 1,000 armies grand formation. This was just a trick, using this trick to deceive the cultivators inside and outside of the grand formation who didn't dare to move. 3 whole days. Why did Guhai cheat us? Where did Guhai go? Ah, liar, liar. Guhai, you big liar. I know. Guhai 3 days ago, with the first batch of repelled people, has already left the innate remnant realm, creating a deception to make us think that Guhai has been here the whole time, but he escaped a long time ago. Tuning the tiger away from the mountain. Roar! A series of angry sounds rang out from all directions. All the cultivators were enraged. Who would have thought that Guhai had actually set up a trick to make everyone fall for it? 3 days ago, and a few thousand cultivators swaggered out already, causing them to still wait here foolishly. Guhai has escaped. Quick, chase towards the sea. It's over. By the time we catch up, Guhai has already left the sea. Guhai has already escaped. Having fallen for such a big trick, everyone was no longer just for the peaches, but more annoyed. It was too hurtful to their self-esteem. Rumble. Cultivators who understood the truth rushed out of the innate remnant realm. Quick, give me a thought. These days, the cultivators who came out, where did they all go? They're definitely going out of the island. Quick, chase after them. Guhai and the others escaped, but where did they escape to? 9-5 Island. No way. Guhai still dares to go back to the 9-5 Islands. Who remembers? Those who left, which directions did they go? The cultivators who rushed out of the innate remnant realm were anxious and angry. I remember. That direction there, chase. There's one in that direction too. Chase. It seems like there's one in that direction too. Chase after it. Countless cultivators anxiously chased after them in every direction. The cultivators within the innate remnant realm, the news, and chased after them as well. In many people's eyes, perhaps snatching the peaches from Gu Hai had a higher chance of gaining benefits than the innate remnant realm. It would be better to chase after Gu Hai. Out of the innate remnant realm, what was Gu Hai? More and more cultivators chased after them. At the exit of the innate remnant boundary, there was a constant flow of people. And at this moment, in a small forest in the innate remnant realm, 3 figures slowly walked out. 3 rather old faces, but young voices. Helmsman, I really thought that it was a tiger transfer at first, but I didn't expect you to tell us not to leave. Chen Chanshan's voice carried a hint of excitement as he said, True is also false, let's go. Keep your voice husky later and follow the crowd. Gu Hai's voice said in a deep voice. Yes, Chen Chanshan's voice said excitedly. A group of 3 people did a disguise, although it was still difficult to disguise all of them, but, in everyone's mind, Gu Hai's 3 people had long escaped the island. Who would have thought that the 3 people were still within the innate remnant boundary? A group of 3 people followed the flow of people. Together to chase. After chasing them for a few days, they chased them to the seashore. On the seashore, at this moment, there were several huge sea ships, and on top of the sea ships, there were a large number of formations, obviously used for navigation. Taking a boat going to the 9-5 islands, chasing after the ancient sea line. Get on my big boat. Leave when it's full. Leave when it's full. A boatman yelled. Gu Hai chartered a boat, heading for Sanchi Island. Let's go to Sanchi Island. Leave when it's full. Leave when it's full. Gu Hai must have gone to 9-5 Island. Those chasing Gu Hai take our boat, fill it up and leave? Gu Hai has gone to the southern islands. Just fill up and go. Amidst a series of boatmen yelling, they kept explaining the direction that the first batch of Gu Hai had gone a few days ago. No one knew which direction Gu Hai had gone, and a bunch of boatmen naturally didn't know either. But it didn't stop them from soliciting customers. Who cares, as long as they can sit on their boat and give themselves spirit stones. The cultivators who chased after them from the innate remnant realm were frowning in the midst of speechlessness. Whatever, bet. I'm going in the direction of the 9-5 Islands. Boatman, you hurry up and chase. Don't get caught up by the people in front of you. Boatman, you hurry up and chase. I'll get on your boat. Amidst a series of clamor, Gu Hai's trio gave 30 spirit stones and boarded a big boat heading to the 9-5 Islands, and also asked for a private room. The business of the boat to the 9-5 Islands was the hottest, and it was filled up in the blink of an eye. Sail away. The boatman let out a yell, and Gu Hai sat in the private room on the boat, lazily waiting for the big boat to quickly head towards the 9-5 Islands. Chen Chanshan's face looked odd for a moment. I thought that I would have to go through a life and death struggle and kill my way out before I could escape.